I'm Miss Bosone. I've been a teacher here at Salem Hills for 7 years now. I teach business and marketing classes.
And I'm Mr. Brooks, and I've been teaching here at Salem Hills High School for 3 years. I teach resource, and I love what I do. Salem Hills is the best school ever. Today we're going to be teaching you about cell phones and how cell phones are starting to kind of rule our lives. I've talked to several teachers out there, and they say one of our biggest frustrations is the fact that every time we try to teach, we look out at the students, and we see that cell phones are they're everywhere. People are texting, doing Snapchat, social media, and so we did some fun experiments. We did some teaching video clips, and we're going to talk to you guys about certain tips to be using with our cell phones.
So right now we have a video for you.
All right, class, let's go ahead and start class. I know you guys just had time to do bell work. I'm just looking for a couple volunteers to kind of share what they did, what articles they found. Come on, let's go ahead and get some volunteers. Raise your hand if you want to volunteer. I'll sing and dance for you guys. If somebody will pay attention to me up here. Can I get a volunteer that just read their article? Could you put your cell phones down for 10 seconds and volunteer? Miss Bosone, you're seriously on your phone too?
Well, just for a
My phone,
Phones are ruining our lives.
Why? So that's what we deal with from Brooks on a day-to-day basis. No, we do have some phone tips for you that have been proven to kind of help with the quote-unquote phone addiction that we all suffer from. So here's a couple of tips for you. Try to put your phone on airplane mode while you sleep so that you can get into that deep REM sleep. A lot of times if you leave it even on silent, you still hear it, the vibration indicators. So you need to make sure that you're putting it on airplane mode, or better yet, just put it in a different room and let it charge overnight and give your mind a break. And try to do that about a half hour before you go to bed. Watch your screen time as well. You all know if you have a smartphone, you probably know how to check your screen time. That's very important as well. If it's 10 o'clock in the morning and you're already at 2 hours, that's a problem. Create your own downtime, which is all about governing yourself. So most of you are going to be out on your own, within the next couple of years, and you're not going to have anyone there to tell you, you're on it too much or to put it away. So try to really govern yourself. If your eyes are feeling tired, if you're feeling maybe even a little depressed or down, or you just need a break, put your phone away. Just get into a really good habit of just putting it in another room and then checking on it later. Remember that social media is unrealistic. And I know that you guys know that, but it's important for you, even us as adults, to remember that it's unrealistic. People post the best times they're having, and very rarely do they post the times when it's not so great. So just remember not to compare yourselves to what's going on in social media. Brooks, do you want to introduce the second half?
Well, so I was just going to also say, many of my students know that I kind of rock a flip phone.
Intentionally.
Intentionally. I don't really tell this story to everybody, but I'm going to share it with you guys. I rock a cell phone or a flip phone just because I had an iPhone and I found myself using it way too much. I was spending hours just playing stupid games. I was reading books on it. I was checking email all the time. And it came to a point where one day my daughter's like, "Hey, Dad, can you put down your phone and actually talk to me?" And as a teacher, it broke my heart. And so as I was pretty much feeling like a failure as a father, I realized I needed to make a change. And I know that there's lots of features on cell phones and smartphones where I can limit myself, but I was like, you know what? It's not even worth it. I'm going to put my iPhone away. I pulled out my flip phone, and I've been rocking it ever since. And honestly, it's been a really good change in my life. Just the fact that I don't have to be tied down to my phone. As a matter of fact, I forgot it today, and I don't even care because I don't care.
I kind of wish you would have brought it though and just
flipped it up just so we could show what it was like.
No, I think that's great. I think that's great. And I will add that I've noticed a few students that have flip phones by choice, which I think is great as well. So if you're on your phone a lot, just try it. You know, just try it and see if it helps you feel better or if you feel more focused. A lot of times you're on it so much that you can't focus in class because your brains are so used to checking it every so often that it's just a problem. So make sure you're really self-governing and looking at that and noticing if it's a problem for you.
So actually at this moment, we're going to actually pull up a couple of students from
the clip isn't working.
From Miss Bosone or Mrs. Netterhand's class. We're going to pull them up and have them check their screen time right now. So Phoebe and Connor, can you guys just come up here real quick? Bring your phones. This is Phoebe. Connor's on his way. So real quick.
Come up, Connor. Sit right here.
Can you guys just pull up your phones real quick? Explain real quick, just in case the students don't know. How do you find your daily average screen time?
So you just go into your settings and you scroll down to your screen time. Then you just click on it and it shows you. And I have 2 hours 23 for my daily average.
2 hours 23. That's pretty low from what I've seen. So good job, Connor. Phoebe, it's okay. Just tell us.
My average is 12 hours.
On what? What do you spend most of your time on, Phoebe?
I spend most of my time actually on TikTok making videos.
So you're being creative, but I think you know that you need to give your brain a little break. Yes?
Yep.
But it's a good reality check, right? It doesn't mean you're a terrible human being at all. It means you're super creative and you love being creative. Yeah.
So as teachers, and we're trying to help you guys understand the issues with cell phones. I mean, as we're trying to teach you guys, we're not just teaching you just to hear ourselves talk. We're honestly trying to teach you guys, and we need your help to start self-governing yourselves, especially in class, not to be just on your cell phone, to actually be paying attention to the teachers. It's becoming kind of an epidemic. And
it is. I've noticed an increase in it just in the last 2 to 3 years. And I'll be honest, you have to look at it from a teacher's perspective too. It kind of drives us crazy when we always have to constantly be reminding you, even when our rules are no cell phones, right? You tend to just have it with you without even thinking about it. So just be more self-aware, I would say. Yeah.
The last thing we're going to talk about addiction to kind of video games and games in general, about that kind of stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Make sure you guys are limiting yourself on that kind of stuff. Spend your time doing something constructive. I don't necessarily find doing TikTok a bad thing. I mean, that's kind of a passion. That's kind of things you like to do. But at the same time, it's okay to get out in the world. I know Coram, on his Coram's Corner, talked about actually getting outside and seeing nature. It's okay to go outside and see nature.
Without your phone.
And so, we did have a nice social experiment we were going to show you guys where we actually had students from Salem Hills High School do an experiment. The video is not working right now.
Maybe they could show it next time. It's a pretty good video. So
essentially what we have the students do is we have them come in and they actually have their cell phones sit right in front of them with the notifications turned on. They're not allowed to touch their cell phone for 10 minutes. They just have to sit there for 10 minutes. It was kind of interesting to see with each of the students that came in. Most of them said that it was very hard not to just reach for their phone. They were getting bored, and so they wanted to have something to do, so they wanted to just reach forward and touch their cell phone, but they couldn't do that. And so just a little social experiment. Hopefully we'll have time to show it to you guys later, considering the fact we're out of time today. But thank you for joining us for Teachers Teach. I'm Mr. Brooks.
I'm Miss Bosone. Thank you.